Hmm. So the War Within comes out this week. What should I play? Maybe a druid? I don't know. What about a priest? They do a lot of damage. We could even play an evoker. That shit's pretty good. Paladin? Nah, fuck Paladin, man. How about... Ooh, dude, Shaman's got some pretty good utility. Or even a monk, dude. They're pretty good in Blitz. Well, what is up, everybody? Yeah, that was pretty cool, right? Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna talk about choosing a main here in War Within for a healer. All right, so I'm gonna give you guys a different little, I mean, call it a tier list if you want, but I'm just saying these are gonna be, I'm gonna give you top 3 classes specs to play in each bracket, and then a for funds one. All right, so you could take this what you will. This is not a true tier list. This is classes I think you will enjoy in each of these brackets. So it is mostly based off of performance, but somewhat fun as well. And you know, maybe hopefully this helps you help a little bit of decision. But before we get into that, make sure you do know that we have 2 weeks until the season starts. You have plenty of time to level whatever the frick you want. But if you are a little bit more crunched on time, I would say definitely if you have a couple classes you do want to pick, reminder, you do get a leveling bonus after you hit at level 80. So if you play one class to level 80, your next class is going to have a 5% leveling XP increase. And then the next one would be 10, 15, 20, all the way up to 25. So you can level a ton of alts. That those last, 4 or 5 are going to be pretty dang quick. So you can do that. So if you are going to play a bunch of classes, maybe you think about leveling the one that will be the best leveler first. So like some classes like a druid being able to probably be level faster than like something like a holy paladin or something like that. So just something to think about. So let's get right into this. So first off, we're going to go with Blitz. Okay, so the Blitz bracket, the Battleground Blitz, the new bracket, the one that everybody wants to play. I'm going to give you the top 3 healers I would pick if this is your priority. And again, performance and enjoyment. Okay, a little bit of both. So in terms of Blitz, I think the most fun class you're going to be able to play is a Druid. I think Wrestle Druid has a great versatile background. People might argue maybe not the best healer. I don't care. This is, I think, one you're going to enjoy. You can do so much as Druid. You're so fast. You can cap bases. You can FC. You can heal team fights. You can do it all. So definitely to my top pick for there. Second pick will be Mistweaver. Mistweaver is a blast to play in Blitz if you haven't already. The knockbacks are absolutely absurd. Okay, like... I had a game the other day where I had it on EOTS. The flag was at Mage Tower on the flag, and I Ox kicked him up and double freaking Crackling Jade him all the way to the middle off the map. Like, that's ridiculous. They have great mobility, great healing, just an all around good time to play in Blitz. Lastly, last but not least, I'm gonna go with Preservation Evoker. The reason I'm choosing Preservation Evoker would be because they're really strong. So tuning wise, excellent, great damage, great healing, and they are mobile and they have CC. They kind of got it all. So if you are playing Blitz, these are going to be my top 3 picks for you to go with. Okay, we're going to reset this. So that is for Blitz. Next, we're going to go with Solo Shuffle. So Solo Shuffle, if that is your cup of tea, and remember, you can mix and match these. Kind of take what I'm saying if you can want to. Which 2 brackets you play the most, and maybe that'll help you decide what to play. Solo Shuffle, the number 1 is definitely going to be the Evoker. The Evoker it's got a great balance, like I was just talking about, offense and defense, great damage, probably the highest damage a healer can do. Maybe Disc has a little more, I don't know, but very close to, but also being the best healer, I think, overall. So there's just nothing. It's a fun class, plus it's the best tune, so I think it's a no-brainer pick for Shuffle there. My second pick is actually going to be Disc Priest. So Disc Priest was very underperforming, as you've probably seen my earlier beta videos, but it has been buffed tremendously, and Disc is just an inherently fun spec to play, specifically in Shuffle, because you don't need coordination for like fears and stuff. You just sit in the back and pump damn. So I think it's inherently a fun spec to play in Shuffle. So that's gonna be my number 2 pick. My number 3 pick is going to be Druid, I think. Yes, I'm gonna go with Druid just because of Cyclone. I think if Cyclone wasn't in the picture, I would say probably maybe push more towards Shaman. But I think Druid is going to be the best, my number 3 pick for Shuffle, because it has a little bit, again, it has a little bit of everything. The damage isn't as good, but it's actually a little bit better than it was in Dragonflight, and you still have all of the CC, and your healing is still pretty dang good. Maybe not Evoker level healing, but pretty dang good as well. One thing do note, if you do end up playing Druid for specifically Shuffle, everybody's playing Evoker for the most part, and Disc, which are both Purge classes, so that will be a little bit of a tough thing to deal with, but just something to keep a note of. You know, you could probably interchangeably maybe go with a Shaman. All right, so that is for the solo shuffle bracket. Next up here, we're gonna have 2v2. So 2v2, like every single expansion, you know what it is, Rustle Druid. That is the best twos pick, man. Until Cyclone is changed, it is gonna probably be always the best pick for twos. My second pick is gonna be Evoker, because once again, Evoker's just tuned really well. The damage is ridiculous. I like Druid over Evoker personally, just because of how good the CC is. If damage ends up picking up a bit, kind of like how it is in pre-patch, Evoker will be a little bit better, I think, than Druid. But at least from my gameplay on the beta, whenever you queue to Skirm, they weren't that fast. They were not pre-patch level. Even I know beta solo shuffle was relatively fast, but twos is not that fast. So I think Druid will excel there. If games speed up a lot, Evoker may surpass that. But for that being, and my third pick is going to be, I'm gonna put 2 on there. I'm putting Shaman and Disc Priest on there, because Disc Priest I think is going to pump serious damn, and it's gonna be a fun spec to play just for that reason, and obviously, like, just historically does very well in twos. Into dampening and stuff. But I think Ursa Shaman is also a contender in that spot, just because how much fun utility it has, man. You have so much at your disposal. You actually have a lot better damage this time around. You can get those procs. You get the that one thing that whenever you're healing Surge, it procs a flame shock up, so you can get them up automatically. Lava Burst hits very hard. Purge into Rest of Druids is always great. So I think those are 2 solid picks there for you. All right, so that's the twos bracket, and then finally we're gonna have the 3v3, or not finally, I'm gonna do 3v3 bracket next. For the 3v3 brackets, we are going to go with Evoker number 1. Again, unfortunately, it's just tuned so well. I don't think you can go wrong with that. Secondly, I'm actually going to go with, I'm gonna go with Resto Shaman. I'm gonna go with number 3, and this is 3v3, so remember the games are gonna be a little bit slower and more damp. So I think Shaman's gonna be my number 2, and I think Druid is gonna be my number 3 pick for regular 3s. Okay, regular 3s. So game is a little bit slower. Dampening is gonna be more of a thing. Druid just excels better in dampening, and, like, you know, as opposed to something like Disc Priest. Yeah, that's gonna be my go-to there for 3s. So Evoker, Shaman, and then Druid. And finally, I'm gonna say which classes are just the most fun to play, in my opinion. I think, and I'm gonna try to be as unbiased as I can possibly with this. Like, if you're just looking at what class to play, which ones would be the most enjoyable to you? I think Evoker, just gameplay. This is strictly gameplay wise. I think Evoker just has so much, especially if you're just a average healer and you wanna. It is a little bit higher to learn off the bat, but it's not that bad after that. I think Preservation is gonna be the most fun healer to play. I think Disc is gonna be the second most fun healer to play. And third is going to be Shaman, okay? I think Druid, I mean, you know, I'm trying not to be biased here. I think Druid can be a lot of fun, but it takes a little bit more effort to kind of get there. I think just Shaman straight up has so much utility to mess with, and it can be a lot of fun to play as just a general healer to play. So this is just like kind of just looking for fun. Unfortunately, you are looking at 2 healers here who did not make any of these lists. It is the Paladin and the Priest. So Paladin is not that bad, and it's not that unfun. It's just slightly below, in my opinion, these other classes to play. If I was going with the easiest healers to get into, I would probably, tuning aside, I would actually put Holy Paladin, Priest, and then, like, probably Mistweaver. Is that funny? The easiest healers to get into. I guess I'll put that in there, man. If you're just like, you're like a brand new player, you're not, you know, very good yet, you're just trying to learn how to heal. These are probably, like, just gameplay wise, the easiest healers to play are probably these 3, which unfortunately are the worst 3 healers. But you made one list there. Great job, bud. And then finally, what is Marker's gonna play? All right, what am I gonna play? So I am definitely leveling my Druid first. as you guys know, it's my main class. Secondly, this is something I've been tough. It's a tough consideration. What am I gonna level? I think I'm gonna go with disc. Okay, I have not played much disc. I've been kind of crapping on disc this whole beta phase, but the damage is there. The game is just a little slow. I think I'm going to definitely like disc once we're able to get haste levels. So I'm gonna put it up there just for that reason. And then third, I'm kind of up in the air yet. I don't know yet. I'm gonna have to say Evoker seems more fun in general, but Mistweaver is so much fun in BG Blitz. So I'm gonna have to see like what I'm gonna want to prioritize, because I've been really enjoying Blitz over anything, but disc is not very good in Blitz either. So that's why I was like, so maybe I should go with like a Mistweaver for a third pick, because like Druid is just an overall pick. Disc is like my 2's pick, and Shuffle potentially, and then Mistweaver would be like just a BG Blitz pick. So you know what, I'm gonna go with that, man. Dude, I'm a good Evoker though, relative to my classes. All right, we don't know yet. We'll decide. We have plenty of time to decide. So, but definitely my number 1 and 2. All right. So that is all I got, guys. Hopefully this information helps you out at least a little bit to pick out what you're gonna go with. And let me know what you guys are maining down below in the comments. And I'll catch y'all in the next one. Game starts on Thursday at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Whatever time, what other time zone you are. Have a wonderful day. Peace out.